Hey guys, listen up.
This is the SEC Insider Hit, powered by Miss Kelly Furniture, Mississippi's number one sleep store.
Yeah, I don't know if Mike Wright has to be a hero, but when your defense is not ranked in the top 100, I guess you got a couple things maybe going for you. Arkansas is yet to have a bye week. I mean, they got to be going on fumes. They have had a brutal physical schedule. And they lost some close games. Now, that Bama game wasn't as close as people want. I never thought that Arkansas was going to win the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But give them credit, man. They play for their guy. They don't have a good team, but they play hard. I know there's not a lot of sizzle there, but there's not a lot around KJ Jefferson. And they lost 2 A coordinators, and they can play some close games, but they're not explosive. They don't have a lot of juice. They don't have some kind of tilt the field guy on defense. It's really KJ, and then they play hard for Pittman. The penalties have been a yikes, but we see some sloppy football this year, so I don't know. I'll get into that, though. Let me continue to do a deep dive into that, and we'll get into Ole Miss and Auburn, too. I mean, Lane and Freeze is the Hugh Freeze and anything Ole Miss has legs and storylines for days. I do have a couple of thoughts on that. We are the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. And I want to thank you for going to Apple Podcast or Spotify and checking out our podcast. Apple Podcast or Spotify, check out our podcast and search Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. We've got Lugan Bill interview was really good on Ole Miss and Auburn and MSU and Arkansas. Bartu weighed in on the SEC. He does not see a national championship profile from any team in the league this year. Mike Detillier was really, really good on LSU and the Saints. That's all on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Search Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. Nathan King on Auburn weighed in on the Ole Miss Auburn game. That was really good. He gave us a good preview as far as maybe what it could look like, Saturday night. I know it'll be packed, and Ole Miss is trying. Well, Ole Miss is still in the West. They're still in the hunt for the West. They're also thinking if that doesn't work out, then New Year's Six bowl game. So Ole Miss at Auburn. Ole Miss 6.5-point favorite. Haven't beat Auburn in back-to-back games since 51-52. That's incredible to me. I don't even know. Mississippi State beat Auburn by, let's see, I don't know how many times, 97, 98, 99. And Dan beat them back-to-back, pretty sure. And let's see, Leach beat them back-to-back. That's right, because Will Rogers, 28-3, right? He was 25 down 2 years ago. And then they beat Cadillac Williams last year in, was it single overtime or double?
I think it was single.
Okay. All right. Man, Cadillac had that team playing hard last year. That doesn't. So I guess sometimes you get the interim bump. Yeah, you do. And then sometimes it just crash and burn. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, is brought to you by Southern Ag Credit. Financing life outside the city limits. Making your dream of owning land a reality. Powered by Southern Ag Credit in Ridgeland. That Ridgeland, Mississippi office right there off Highland Colony. You can see it from I-55. SouthernAgCredit.com. Southern Ag Credit in Ridgeland. Want to say good morning, welcome in. We're live in the BankPlus Studio. Had a good trip, Jason, to the Golden Moon. I did.
You didn't get an Irish coffee, did you? Should we make some this morning?
I think I don't have any Baileys up here. I have some at the house. I got to get some Baileys up here. I didn't even think about that.
We've got loyal listeners. Somebody will bring us some, I think.
Nate Dogg has plenty at Briarwood Wine and Spirits, but I just have beer. Well, we got plenty of booze, but I don't have. Well, you know what? I haven't looked under this. We've got a lot of spirits, and I don't even know what we have.
I noticed that. There's a whole bar under there.
Yeah, I haven't done inventory in a long time.
Thirsty Thursday. Let's do it.
Yeah. Maybe I had to see on all that because we've had so many people come in and bartend, and they leave what they have, and it's just this hodgepodge of stuff. I do need to do inventory before we get into maybe, the holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas here, and lots of football, and down the stretch in November, and NFL gets wild in December.
Yes.
And we don't even know, again, according to Bar 2, we don't have a national champion. He doesn't believe that we have a team that can win the national championship. It will be an outlier, according to him. Now, some things could change. You could find a team that could get that hot to get the right offensive or defensive scoring efficiency number, but right now you do not have an elite offense or defense in the league. But you know what? You can't be on. We've gotten spoiled in this league, and whether it's been Bama or Georgia and a little bit of LSU, and that one year with Cam and Auburn, and you know we're not the best league this year. I mean, Bartu said that yesterday, and it just doesn't sound. We've been on such a run since really Saban at LSU, but Tebow at Florida.
Yeah.
And then Saban came back to Alabama, and then Smart went to Georgia. And, Miles and Ogeron were able to pick off a couple because, in my opinion, nobody recruits like LSU.
Any sport.
Yeah, just across the board, it's pretty amazing. And I just think the competitive nature in that state trumps even. I mean, we're super competitive, and so are a lot of the Sun Belt states. But there's just something in the booze and the water and the red beans and rice and the etouffee that's a little bit different. And I mean, you can see it in travel ball at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, all the way up. Let me get into Mike Wright and Mississippi State and Arkansas. All right. And then we'll get into Lane. We've done a lot of Lane and Freeze. It is the bigger game of the two. It will be under the lights. Jordan-Hare Stadium. It'll be crazy. Jason, will you be nervous?
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. I'm nervous against Arkansas. I'm nervous against Tulane, Vanderbilt. I've been scarred as an Ole Miss fan. So I've already learned, don't let them get your hopes up because they'll tear them down. And what do I do every time? Oh, we might beat Bama this year. Ooh, we beat LSU. This might be the year for the West.
Right.
And then here comes Auburn. I could see Auburn knocking us down. I could see A&M knocking us down. I could see if something were to happen in Starkville, something crazy. Will Rogers comes back. Defense finds their shoes. Something could happen there.
At Georgia?
Georgia. I think that's lost. But
all right, let's go back to Auburn. So it's a 6:00 game on ESPN, which is exciting.
Ooh.
Again, you're look at that. Oh, that over under went down. It went to 55. Hello. It's still holding at 6.5 though. Ole Miss is a favorite. I'll get into that in just a second. Let me get into Mike Wright. But I'm glad that you get nervous. You'll be nervous on Saturday.
No doubt.
Yeah. You'll have an ice cold Busch Light, and you'll be a nervous dude. Let's talk about where Kiffin's playing with house money. Auburn's 0-3. Okay. Ole Miss is 2-1 in the SEC. Mississippi State's 0-3, and Arkansas's 0-4 in the SEC. Arkansas is favored by 6 points. Mississippi State is going to take, from what we gathered, I mean, I don't know what it is. Is it 99%? Is it 100%? Who knows? Something could change, I guess. But Mike Wright's going to play football at the quarterback position. Hadn't played enough this year. Your offense has not been bad. People have acted like it hasn't been like super good, but Barbay's done a good job considering. Your defense has been atrocious. That is the problem. People will lead when I'm out in the community, people will lead with the offense. I'm going, it's the defense, period. I mean, A to Z, 1 through 10, start to finish conversation, it's the defense. You would be 4-2 easily if you were 75th in the country in defensive scoring efficiency. You'd have beat South Carolina easily. You'd have walked out of there with the win. You'd feel better about your team. You'd be 4-2. Everybody'd be calm down. You moved it up and down the field. You scored 30 points on the road. Big night from Will Rogers and Tulu and some other guys. But your defense is 107th in the country. But here's the deal. So I don't think your defense is going to be there for you this weekend. They may prove me wrong, and I'm sure you can tell me that on Twitter or the Ag Up Equipment text line. But Mike Wright's got to go to Arkansas and make plays. That's what he's got to do. He's the playmaker. He's playing the position where he touches the ball for the most part every single snap, unless you're going to do a couple of directs to Tulu and so on. Mike Wright has to go, get comfortable, get some of the running game going, and then get him comfortable with some bubble screens and short and intermediate stuff that I think you get the ball out of his hands real fast.
I could see that, yeah.
And just get him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in the flat, Tulu, boom, he turns around, it's a little 4-yard pass. Maybe he gets a few more. Just get him going. He hadn't played a lot of football. He should have played more to date, but you are where you are. I don't know why he didn't play more against Southeast Louisiana and some other teams, but he didn't. And when you've gotten blown out by LSU and Bama. And I know you were supposed to blow out Western Michigan, and the third-string quarterback had a day. His mom decided to go to an art museum that morning because she didn't even think he was going to play and didn't even watch it on TV. And he had a record day, and he was 20 of 21 passes, 20 yards less, just on fire. Mike Wright's got to go and make plays, and you are not an offense. Lane and Dart, it doesn't matter if it's 3rd and 11. Dart can run around. He can find Jordan Watkins or Harris or somebody. Mississippi State, you're not a 3rd and 8 team. So you're going to need to get Wright and Woody Marks or whoever's healthy rolling so that you can put Mike Wright in a bunch of 3rd and 3s. 3rd and 2s. 3rd and 4, maybe. You got some stuff there. And we'll see how many times Tulu touches the ball and if Justin Robinson is healthy. He hasn't been healthy all year. He's played just not a lot of football. He's a guy who made the winning catch in the bowl game, in which it wasn't a good throw because of his catch radius of being 6'5". He brings it down, tiptoes back of the end zone, Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium, and you win a game. But you need something. You're going to have to score points. Even though Arkansas's offense is not explosive or legit or scary, I think because you're so leaky in all 3 levels on your defense, I think even though KJ looks off and maybe hurt and Rocket Sanders didn't even play last week. He looks like a shot fighter from the start. They've still got maybe just enough to manufacture some things, especially against a defense that's ranked 107th in the country in defensive scoring efficiency. So that's kind of what I see there. Mike Wright can be a playmaker. He's not Jackson Dart. He's not Jaden Daniels. He's not, some of these other guys that we like to talk about. But he's got some skills. He's athletic. He can run. And I can't wait to see what Barbay has. He's had 2 weeks to come up with a game plan that, hey, these plays work for you. Let's focus on this. Not try to make you what you're not. And let's tailor this thing around what you do well. Let's not worry about what you don't do well. I love sports guy that, harps on what Mike Wright can't do. Well, guess what? He's not Josh Allen. But let's focus on what he can do. And I nerded out this summer, and I watched the game against Florida, and I watched the game against Kentucky, and there was a third game I watched. He can make plays. So, Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone ESPN, is brought to you by Core Cryotherapy and Wellness. And so you need to recover when you work out. Whether you're a high school athlete or whether you're 55 years old, you need to recover. And they've got red light therapy. They've got cryotherapy. They've got the IVs. So many things that they offer. You got to check it out. Everything that they offer at Core Cryotherapy. Core in the township. Core in the township across from Sombra. So Jason said he lifted. What'd you do, chest and arms?
Chest and back.
So it was a beach day for you yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. As wide and thick as possible. That's what I'm going for. I'm telling you, Bo, you just get in there with me one time. You're going to feel the pump. You're going to be like, Jason, I'm going to do this with you every single day.
What's that garbage you drink before you work out?
It's called pre-workout, and it's
Okay.
not garbage. It gets it opens up the veins. It gets you tingling a little bit. Gets you ready to go in there and throw some stuff around.
I got you.
And that's what I
Now,
like to do.
which gym were you at yesterday?
I was at the Club for Fitness, the one on 51. I used to go to the one on Lake Harbor because it's more like I like working out at places that have the old people there. There's not like a lot of the meatheads to where you're not like
there's not a lot of steroids.
Right. You're not like suffocated because guys are standing in front of the mirror PEDs.
PEDs.
Yeah. There's not Barry Bonds or Mark McGuire walking around. You're just, in there to.
And a guy's like in spandex.
Right. Or like he's got a bandana on. I see. Or the head wraps.
Ooh.
A head wrap is a big thing.
Yeah.
With like the 35.
And does it change and meets his friends out for drinks later that afternoon with the same outfit?
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And wants you to know that, or he actually keeps his protein bottle right next to him, like the protein shaker cup right next to him. Yeah, that's the guy right there.
I like it.
The Snapchat story guy who posts and makes sure everyone knew that he went to the gym that morning.
Ooh, that's awesome. I'm not on Snapchat. Do you think I need to be on Snapchat? Wendy is, because that's how she talks to the kids sometimes.
Yeah, you should get with the times.
I just text them.
Yeah, post you a Snapchat story.
I had to
it
lay
at the
that
Golden
groundwork
Moon.
early. I was like, look, I pay for what you do. If I text you, you text me back.
You respond.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's a fair trade.
But back to Snapchat. Do you think I need to be on?
I think so. I mean, it's an easy way to see what your friends are doing. And,
Do I care though?
Or, I mean, you want to hang out with the boys?
I'm trying to think. That sounds like a lot. First, I have to download something, username, password, all that, right?
Yeah. You got to make an account.
Okay.
And then, but once you're there, it like helps you link up your contacts. And the main thing, I mean, it's definitely a younger person thing. It's something that came out when we were in high school, and
It's
so
basically
that's
30 and under.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or 25 and under.
But it also,
What would you say? 25 and under or 30 and under?
30 and under. I'd say 30 and under.
Okay.
Because people, like, it came out probably when I was, say, 14. And so it came out when other people
Which was
were,
last
say,
year?
Yeah, okay. Whoa.
Right.
Take it easy.
Okay.
I'm 24, all right. I'm a big, strong man at 24.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I think it's not too late for you to jump on board. You're not 50 yet, so now's the time.
Okay. Now's the time.
Yeah, come on.
Let's ask our listeners. Ag Up Equipment text line, 601-885-3776. I'd like to know, are you on Snapchat, and should I get on Snapchat? What's the other one? TikTok.
Oh, yeah. See, I deleted TikTok. Wasted too much of my time. Because you'll sit there and you'll look up and you realize that you're there for an hour.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, see.
I actually want to do some other things.
Yeah, I deleted it when I was still like a server waiting tables, and so I can't imagine if I tried to sit there and let my time get wasted now.
Wendy sends me funny stuff, but that's all I need is like one of those videos every 3 weeks.
Right. See, it's better when your friends text you the videos that are worth watching, so you don't have to siphon through all of
See, that's beautiful. Just show me one that I want to see. I don't need to go through the whole thing.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I've tried to cut my face. You know, we have to post on Twitter, Facebook. I don't post enough on Instagram. But we get a lot of stuff on Facebook and Twitter, whether it's podcast or what we're doing. I just feel like that's enough for me. And I know Facebook is an old man's or an older person's platform, but I'm okay with it.
Well, I've realized, so I stopped getting on Facebook for a while, but then I realized you'll see a picture of a grandmother posting her granddaughter's graduation, and then the next post will be like some lady giving birth in a cab, and you're like, what happened? What did Facebook turn into?
Yeah.
Like, because when I was younger and I thought it was cool to get a Facebook when I was in like 8th grade, and I was like, this is gonna be awesome, and then it just ended up being all the parents. That now it's like, wholesome content and then something wild. And then,
well, the best is the parents that post 10 posts a week on their kids.
Yes, or that repost like really like poor quality,
or telling me where they are for lunch.
Yeah. See, I kind of like that though.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like a good food picture. I mean, I know that you're a fan of like a good plate. Like
I'm a big fan. Do you want me to post my bone-in ribeye from where was I? Philip M's 2 nights ago.
I'm sure it looked delicious. So
it
why
was
not?
Amazing.
Was there like a demi-glace, or was it more like a butter on top? Or
no, it's just steak. Yeah,
no sauce. Okay.
No, I'm not a huge sauce guy, and I'll tell you this: we had the calamari, and it was spot on. The chef there, I've been talking about this the last 2 years. When they hired that dude, it was a game changer, an absolute game changer. I went. You know what I went with? I usually don't order it. The saffron chowder.
Ooh.
It has 2,200 calories in it, but I don't know if I think that's got to be the bowl. I got a cup.
Okay.
So that may be like 1,200.
Yeah. Wow. That surprises me that you would get something like that.
Well, everybody else, Azar got, it was just, everybody got a cup.
Of course. Yeah. Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. I'll do it. It was delicious. It was. But the bone-in ribeye was cooked perfectly medium rare. Actually, it was a little bit under medium rare, which was fine with me. It was good. It was good. Oh, I didn't get into Ole Miss Auburn. How about this?
We got 3 hours.
8 a.m. I will.
Yeah.
Steve Palazzolo will stop by. NFL Insider Pro Football Focus at 8:30. Jake Thompson, Ole Miss Insider. We're hoping 9:15-ish, give or take. Want to say good morning. Welcome into all you crazy people. We love you. Even those of you that post too much on Facebook or evidently I've never Snapchatted, but I don't even know exactly what that is. But Jay just said on the text line that if you're over 45 and you're on Snapchat, it's to cheat on your spouse.
Oh, wow.
And I know Jay, and Jay's over 45 and he's not cheating on his spouse, so he would know.
That's what. See, somebody else said it's terrible. No way Bo figures out Snapchat.
That's probably right.
That's what made me laugh, because I was like, you know what? That might be the most accurate one so far.
Yeah.
Is just you figuring out what it is.
Yeah, I don't even get it.
Yeah.
I've never looked at it, and so I think text is enough.
You're fine with text.
Yeah, I don't like emailing.
Do you ever FaceTime? Are you a FaceTime
God,
guy?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I was about to say.
Hell.
I don't think
I don't want to. I don't want to. Every now and then, my daughter will FaceTime me, but that's different. I mean, she's my daughter.
Right.
She's like talking to me going to class or something. That's fun.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, my buddies don't God, do you?
I FaceTime sometimes.
Good Lord.
I kind of like the face-to-face. I know it's not in person, but, it's better than, like, just calling on the phone, I think.
The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, is brought to you by the Smoked Meats, Fleetway Market, and the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. Fresh smoked meats daily, blue plates. Fleetway Market, the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. They have a new Fleetway Market in Clinton. Shout out. That's 24 hours, too. So, wonderful. They've got over 23 locations. Also, the show is brought to you by Southern Ag Credit, making your dream of owning land a reality. Southern Ag Credit in Ridgeland, southernagcredit.com. Ole Miss, Auburn, next.